What's up, hybrids? Welcome back to another episode of the Fandom Hybrid Podcast. This is Hanako, and I am here with Anthony and Mike, and we are discussing Marvel Zombies. And it's been a while since we've done a show. We've been a little busy, but okay, we're gonna get started on this because Anthony has already let us know that he was not a huge fan, and I just want to go ahead and get the negative voice out. No, I'm just joking. No, seriously.
No, I mean it was okay. The first hurdle, just like every time Marvel Zombies comes up, is the fact that it's
It's
zombies,
zombies and you
and
don't really
I
like
don't
zombies.
really do zombies. And on top of I don't really like gore,
Hmm.
and I've never been a fan of zombie stuff at all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, the
Which is so
person
funny because you're a horror person. But I think we've had this
We've
conversation
had this
before.
conversation
Yeah.
before. Yeah.
Yeah.
The person I live with, whom I'm related to by marriage, said it's interesting because it's not that you don't really like zombies because there are zombie things that are zombie adjacent that I
Right.
like. Like Days of Us is sort of kind of
Last of Us.
zombie adjacent. World War
Hmm.
Z is kind of zombie adjacent. So I
Still
It's
like.
good.
not zombie adjacent. It is
It's
zombies.
a lone zombie.
Like it's the zombies that run after your ass. Like,
It's zombies on
Well,
speed.
they're not. It's a virus, and they're not dead people coming back to life. They're living people who are being
okay.
converted.
Okay.
This not.
I okay.
That's why I said zombie adjacent. I didn't say
Okay.
it
I'll give
wasn't
you that.
zombie. It was zombie adjacent,
Right.
and The Last of Us is mushrooms. I mean, they're- and they've
Okay.
and the lore of that show says that the people are still alive. If you kill the people, they're dead. They're just trapped inside their brain. They can't do anything.
Right. Okay.
Um, so I mean, there's a lot of nostalgia in it. So I understand why people like it because there's a lot
Mhm.
of characters we want to see again, a lot of characters we miss, a lot of combinations that's very familiar. But it was
Yeah.
like we took Endgame and kind of chopped it up, screwed it, and spit it out something kind of different.
Right.
And eh, it was mild. It was okay. I was able to watch all four episodes and not be completely turned off. Moon,
Okay.
as Mike's name, Blade Knight, best thing, you know, best
Absolutely.
thing, absolutely
Absolutely.
best thing.
Yeah.
But you know what? The
And
thing that threw me off about that, they had Blade Knight looking like Mahershala Ali, but
And it
mhm,
that
wasn't.
was not
that
Mahershala
was not his
Ali
voice.
voicing
Yeah,
him, but he sounded
he
like him.
sounds like him. Yeah.
It threw me
A
off
lot.
so much watching this. But
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And the last thing is I've spent 3 or 4 episodes in my head trying to work out the Icarus and Captain Marvel fight.
Uh-huh.
So I was more interested in that than I
Okay.
was anything else. Oh, and Blade Knight, of course. But
Okay.
Icarus and Captain Marvel, I would pay money to watch that for an entire episode.
Right. And you could give that to me in live action too,
Yeah.
because I think the thing that I really liked about this show is the fact that they, like you said, they kind of chopped and screwed what we know about the Marvel Cinematic Universe and the characters in it. So, like, for the most part, most of the bad people, or the people that we look at as like the villains or the morally ambiguous ones, they were the ones who for the most part were trying to do things right, or were trying to save people. And then it was the heroes, except for the ones that were alive still, who were the zombies and who were trying to destroy everything. And I thought that was very interesting. But yeah, yeah, the fight in the, what was it, the Valley of the Gods,
Hmm.
that really interested me because when I was watching this, of course I didn't know who all was going to show up in this show. You knew who the main characters were, and given the fact that they tell us in the last episode or the third episode that this is a continuation of the Marvel Zombies episodes from What
What
If,
if?
you kind of get an idea of who's in it. But like when Icarus showed up on the screen and I saw him, I was like, oh, Icarus. I was very glad because again, I'm one of the few people who actually enjoyed the Eternals and would like to see more of these characters. And the fact that he was the one who was trying to not necessarily save planet Earth, but he was trying to keep Captain Marvel from getting out into the universe and affecting other planets with whatever this zombie virus, whatever it is. I thought that was really interesting. And like you said, these are two powerful beings who cannot beat each other. They're just throwing each other around. It's kind of like it's almost like the whole we're gonna be at this all day. I'm thinking League of Extraordinary Gentlemen with Dorian Gray and Mina when they're going back and forth. They're like, okay, you can't die, I can't die. We're just gonna be doing this.
You realize we'll be here all night.
Right. So
and because at first I was like, thunder, lightning, that has to be like Thor and Storm or somebody. And then when I saw Icarus, I was like, oh snap. That was like the only time I did that during the whole. So I was like, oh, okay. And then, yeah, he's either keeping her on Earth or keeping her from just obliterating everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
I thought it
because
was
she didn't look like she was interested in leaving because she kept going after Miss Marvel.
The trio, yeah.
Yeah. So I think if she had wanted to leave, she would have tried a little harder. But I don't know if she wanted to leave.
Right.
But I know he didn't want her running rampant because,
she was destroying some shit.
She was messing stuff up. Yeah.
Right. Right.
So, I mean, overall, it was okay. Like, of course, I'm not gonna watch it again, but that's just me. The only like real critique I have is they should have just went all out and threw some X-Men in there, threw some mutants in there. But it is what it is.
And see, that's kind of what I thought would happen, especially in that first episode when they were driving through the valley, because they kept talking about the storms. So I was like, oh, are they going to bring Storm into this? And I thought about it, I was like, I don't know if they would do that because it would kind of, I guess, veer off. I think I would expect her more if it was a what if Marvel Zombies episode. But given the fact that even in what if they didn't throw her in until like the last, couple of episodes, then I was kind of looking at it like it's very unlikely that it's her, but I was like, maybe not. And then, like you said, when Icarus shows up, I was like, oh, yes. And then when you see who he's fighting and why he's fighting her, like, is a zombified Captain Marvel, probably the most terrifying scenario you can ever think of in this world. Somebody who is that powerful and is also a zombie.
Now, I would still say Wanda is still more terrifying.
What? Yeah.
Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Even back in What If, when she got out, you're like, oh yeah, things about to be messed up.
Yeah.
With her. But it was okay. I was fine. There were some things I like the Guardian being dialed back on the comedy. He was still funny, but he wasn't over the top.
Yeah.
Um,
I like the amount of humor that they had in this one.
Yeah, but I was talking about him specifically.
Yeah.
He was dialed back.
Yeah.
And there are some things that I liked about it. A lot of the relationship things, especially with Yelena and the Red Guardian, was and Melina, was all pretty touching. So
yeah.
I
am a little bit disturbed about the fact that Natasha was nowhere in this, though. That kind of bothers me, especially, coming off of the relationships in Black Widow, and then, just kind of seeing Yelena's reaction to Natasha's death and Hawkeye, and then also in Thunderbolts. I was just like, can we just get like Natasha with her family just a little bit?
But timeline wise, she'd be dead though. She'd be on Vermeer.
Either that, or she was in the first wave of Avengers that got turned. like in the What If Zombies when they went to San
Yeah,
Francisco.
yeah.
Like
Oh
there's a good
yeah.
chance she was probably in that first wave of people getting
Yeah.
burned. So
I just figured I'm like, since y'all are kind of referencing what if Natasha didn't die? How about that? I think I'm just still a little bitter about the whole Natasha dying period. So I'm just a little, yeah, I still have feelings about that. But
Well, there's
okay.
always hope. Remember, there's a Natasha who's still alive in a universe that didn't have a Natasha. So
That is true. That is true. But Mike, what were your favorite parts, or what were your thoughts about the series in general?
all right,
He's cracking his knuckles.
no, I like Anthony am not a big zombie guy. Like I, I just I don't necessarily like being scared.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like jump scares at all. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
not no, don't do that to me.
Mm-hmm.
But I thoroughly I won't say I thoroughly enjoyed it, but I really like this. I like everything that they did. I mean, of course, the Blade Knight is like the first thing. Like that just blew my mind. Like his swordplay. Like I wish they hadn't put that brief sword fight between
With
him and
him and
Ghost.
Ghost. Yeah.
I wish they hadn't because I knew it was going to happen. It's still fucking badass, but
Mm-hmm.
there's like all that happened in the first episode. Like I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Um, I really, I enjoyed, I enjoyed Shang-Chi. I really kind of enjoyed Shang-Chi in this episode. I thought it was creative as fuck how they did the 10 rings stopping him from turning into a zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was like, I never would have thought that they could use the rings like that. I was just like,
Right.
okay, that's actually pretty cool. Um, okay, so I don't know what this is called. I don't know if there's a term for it, but I call it like tragedy core, where they give like a character like in all disaster movies, there's a moment like in Titanic, there's the moment where they're playing the where the quartet's
Mm-hmm.
playing and the old couple's on the bed like huddled up and water's rushing past them, and it's
Yeah.
like in Deep Impact, I think it's Deep Impact. There's like
Mm-hmm.
Tia Leone and her father standing on the beach when the tidal wave's getting ready to come and crash over
Yep.
them and stuff. And it's like those moments, like I don't know, it's something about those moments that get me. It's like I look at them, and I'm like, oh my god, like I'm getting like emotional, but
Mm-hmm.
I actually kind of like those. It's like in a weird way, I kind of like those. It's like I call it tragedy core. It's like I'm like okay, I don't necessarily like it, but it's like I love seeing human elements in things like this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's like people who are um like showing an emotional side when someone's dying, like Yelena giving herself up for everybody. Like I poor Lexi. I mean, first he loses the mother, like,
Melina.
and
Yeah.
then he loses Yelena, and then he eats fucking zombie fingers instead. I was like, oh come. Okay,
Let me tell
can we
you.
circle back to that later?
yes, we
Yes,
can start.
we can,
Okay.
because oh my, I think that was probably the most disturbing part of this whole thing. But yes, we will circle back to that later.
But also like the shock of like Kate Bishop like dying like that, like in the like they did her dirty. I'm like, okay, you would give her a confetti arrow and then have her just get completely fucking obliterated. Like I was just like, what? And the fact that also the fact that apparently Riri has a cure for all of this. Like she has a zombie cure because apparently in the end she's still alive and she's trying to contact Miss Marvel and tell her that everything is an illusion. She's figured it out and she's trying to get in contact with her. Like
Okay, we're gonna circle back to that because I have
I
questions
know,
about that.
I know you
But yeah,
do because we had this discussion in Messenger. So yes, I realized
yeah.
that. But oh I I reasonably enjoyed it. There were a couple moments that was just kind of like man, but I mean, Eternal Hulk was pretty badass. I was like, okay,
Yeah.
that that that's an interesting solution to all of that. I like how they handled T'Challa without actually having to, have someone
Get a
sub in.
voice actor, yeah.
I thought that was it. I know, and I can see in Anthony's face he has something to say about that. But
I don't.
okay, cool.
I don't.
But I like how they continued it, even though it was like it's weird how it did it in 4 episodes. To me, it kind of felt like 6. Like somehow, like even though there, like I felt like there were distinct different parts of this where it could have been like 6 or 8 episodes, but they kind of condensed, they kind of like reduced it down to like a few important things.
They felt longer because I think there was so much going on in them. Like you
It's a
really
lot,
didn't
yeah,
have a lot of lulls in the episodes or a lot of slow moments.
yeah,
And even the slow moments, there were things going on. There was dialogue, there was exposition, and there was, like again, there was the comedy. There was the relationship building. So it did feel a little bit longer.
yeah. And I I'm glad they brought back Wu. I don't know why. Like that just made me smile. Like just give Wu a little bit. Give Wu a little something. I was like, okay, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
yeah,
because
because
the
at
way
first I
he
was like,
died.
I realized, oh wait, yeah, he would have been in San Francisco because Scott was
right.
in San Francisco,
Mhm,
and that was
mhm.
during like Ant-Man 2, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
When he was in the house with, yeah, I was like,
Mhm.
oh, okay. It made. At first, I was like, oh yeah, how convenient. Then I realized, oh wait, no, actually, it makes sense.
Yes, it
So,
does.
I
Stop
just
being
wish.
such a pessimist.
Yeah, I almost kind of wish they would have found a way to put Darcy in it, since they found a way to put Darcy in everything. But
Yeah, but no, because if they brought Darcy, that means Howard the Duck would have been there. He would have been
and
zombified, and I don't know if he
would
could. I don't
this
know
would
if
have
he
got
could
the A
handle
plus
that.
from me. Exactly. No, I couldn't have handled it. It would have been an A
Right.
plus for me. I would have been yelling from the rooftops about this is the best thing Marvel has ever done. But
And
no,
then he died.
fortunately, he's stuck on nowhere probably. So
yeah, probably.
yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, overall, I thought it was good. I actually enjoyed a lot of it. So yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna ask y'all to guess what my favorite part of this series was. Mike, you should know because I think I messaged you about it. Just say
Oh,
what could possibly be my favorite part of this whole entire series.
I know what it is. Yeah.
They had one death that they showed in slow motion
Oh yeah, John
in
Walker.
all four
Oh,
episodes, and it
yeah.
was John Walker. Let me
Oh,
tell you, the
That was
moment
hilarious.
I heard his voice, and if I ever meet Wyatt Russ, I'm gonna be like, you know what? I love you, but your voice triggers me because all I think is John Walker. But the
yeah.
moment I heard his voice when he showed up, I was like, you mean to tell me that Hawkeye is dead, Captain America is dead, all of these other people died, but John Walker lived? John Walker? And
First,
then not only lived, he's Zemo's right hand man. And I don't mean in the, oh yeah, we're equals kind of way. I mean in the, I'm pouring my boss a drink and giving it to him. I'm about to sacrifice my life so Zemo can get. It was the weirdest thing. And he was still kind of irritating. And when that death happened, when Namor tore him apart, I cackled so loudly. I was like, oh, I should have been recording my reaction to this. It was gold. I loved it.
he his ability to probably sacrifice others for his safety is probably why he's still standing,
You might
which
be
is
right.
on brand for him.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And two, when he showed up, Michelle was like, "Yeah, Hanako's gonna have a fit about this."
She knows me so well. I was so irritated. But I
And
mean,
him laying on the floor gasping for air.
yeah,
I know
with
you were
his
like,
spine, with his spine showing from the bottom of his torn torso. It was just chef's kiss. I loved it. I loved it. Y'all just ah, y'all know how much I hate that character. But I did like the other characters we got to see. I love seeing Riri, Kamala, and Kate as roomies and as friends and as like co-warriors. That was a lot of fun because as you all know, if you listen to us talk about Hawkeye, I really did not care for Kate Bishop much. And I still have not had a chance to sit down and watch Ironheart, which I'm planning to do this week because I'm on break from work. So, I don't have as much of a grasp on her character yet, but to see the three of them together and kind of how they interact with each other and how they depend on each other, I love that because, of course, yay, strong women characters, love it. Strong young women characters who are doing great things and saving the world and stuff. Love it.
And they're diverse. And it's like
And the diversity, yes. I mean, there's just so much about that trio that I loved, and to kind of have them torn apart from each other like so quickly, that kind of sucked. But again, it's only a 4 episode arc. So, it's kind of like
it's
she had to go through all of that. Did you say arc? She had to kind of go through all of that, and then to see her interact with like Shang-Chi and Katie. And I love the fact that they gave Katie, half of the rings. So she's not just some, human person that's a liability. Like she actually pulled her weight. She was like, oh, okay, you're going to give me these rings. I'm going to be just as awesome as everyone else. Loved it. I loved the fact that we got to see her interact with Alexei and Melina and Yelena. And I like the way that they build the relationships, even in the animated series. And even though it's short, it's sweet, I think they did a really great job. And it's one of those things again where I feel like I really want to see some of this in live action, and we probably will come when it comes to Doomsday, because I think most of these characters are in Doomsday, if I'm not mistaken. And they've got to all interact some kind of way, kind of like the Guardians of the Galaxy interacting with Thor and interacting with the others. That part kind of intrigues me because you see characters that you normally wouldn't think to put together, and they're in this show together, and they play very well off of each other. They it's kind of like when it's us against the zombie world, you kind of don't have time for egos, you don't have time for a whole bunch of bickering. And I loved it. I really did.
Like Death Dealer
And Rue,
and Woo.
that was so fun. Death
They're
Dealer was
great.
funny,
Yes.
just in general, because when they're driving through the desert and they get set upon by the raiders, the scrolls, I was like, really, y'all had to throw them in there? Why? We didn't need them. They could have died with the zombies. But when he's sitting there looking and he does this finger thing like, hey, I see you, and it actually is him shooting the people, I was like, that's so cool. And it's so funny without it being over the top or just like, I don't know. I like that character. Don't like the fact that, they died as well. But going back to what Anthony was saying about the gore, yeah, there's a lot of gore in this one, but I have to say, maybe because it's animated, it didn't hit me like it would have if it was live action gore. Some of the kills were, I'm gonna be honest, they were funny to me. Like the whole John Walker thing was funny. Namor getting his head exploded by Kamala's expanding fist. That was hilarious.
Captain America. The Guardian got
Captain,
his man.
listen,
he's
I
only
need
half the man he
I
used
need
to be.
someone to tell Alexi that if there's only one other person in the room, nobody's going to be singing songs about that. Like nobody else is here to witness. And even if they created a song, who's there to listen? Almost everybody is dead. Just let it go, Alexi. Let it
Now,
go.
they almost lost me when Captain America was behind the shield rolling around. I
That
was
was funny as shit, though.
they
That was
they
awesome.
almost lost me. I was like, no,
Right? He has no
absolutely not.
legs. He has no body.
It was awesome.
I,
I,
I thought it was
almost,
funny.
I almost wish that they would have done like a little tire squealing sound when he started go rolling. Like,
No.
No,
It was already bad
no.
enough because when Alexi was tracking him through the vents, and he was saying,
uh,
"Oh, he's trying to find me through the vents," and he looks down at the floor. Captain America is looking at him, and you hear someone say, "Boo." I could never figure out. I was like, is that what did Captain America say? Like, was that the one word he could say? Or was that Alexi who was like, oh, I see you. Okay, there you are, boo. But it was just if you wasn't paying attention, you would have missed it. But I actually had to rewind. I was like, wait, did someone just say boo? And it's like it's just one simple word, but the way they placed it and then the kind of action, it was just funny. I thought it was hilarious, you know.
They almost lost me rolling around with the shield.
that was awesome.
Almost. I was gonna turn the shit off.
No, you it was fun. It was fun. Um,
But I do appreciate that Marvel must have listened to people talk about the first What If
mhm,
episode with the zombies, that there wasn't enough gore.
yeah,
Because that's the comic book was pretty bad.
yeah.
So I like the fact that they leaned into the gore and the horror aspect of it. Because Wanda was absolutely terrifying.
Let me tell
To
you,
be honest with you.
and it's so interesting with Wanda's character because I don't know if you guys saw the interview, but um Elizabeth Olsen she was at a convention a couple of weeks ago, right when Marvel Zombies dropped, and someone asked her about it, and she was like, I'm gonna be honest, I don't even remember what happens in that because I recorded that like during COVID. She was like, I know I recorded it. I remember doing the line. She said, but I was in my house. She said, we weren't in the studio. I was actually in my house recording these. She said, so that tells you how long it takes some of this stuff to come out, especially with animation. But she was like the zombie version of her, we said was terrifying in What If. I think the non-zombified version of her in this one was more terrifying because she really, the way that she was talking to Kamala, it's almost like she was really trying to convince you that what she was doing was going to save everyone. And I literally had gotten to the point where towards the end, when Kamala was like, I don't have any other choice. Everybody else is gone. I'm the only one left. Something has got to give, the point where she gives in. I was at the point as well where I was like, maybe Wanda is being sincere. And I think that's the
Mm.
scary part
Mm.
because she
The
really,
two biggest liars in the show gave people the most hope, and
I
that
know,
was Zemo and
Zemo
Wanda.
and Wanda.
And as soon as Zemo opened
Mm-hmm.
his mouth, I turned to the person I live with and related to my marriage. I said, he lied.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it too.
Mm-hmm.
I knew it. I was like, there's no shot. Like he's taking a raft and he's just transporting people. Nah,
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 Well,
nah.
I
that's
mean, the other people, yeah, he probably was trying to help because again, one thing about Zemo and his character that we explored in Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Zemo was trying to do things to kind of help the little people. He was like, okay, all these people with all of these superpowers, they're not thinking about the smaller people. They're not thinking about the
No, no.
consequences of their
He
actions.
tells them up front, I don't like heroes.
And that's the
Mhm.
part I
I
was about
don't
to
like
get to. When
I
he
don't like
says, I
superheroes.
don't like heroes, and then he's like, oh, yeah, you guys can come on. I was like, something's
Mm.
not right about
Like, you
this.
know what? I'm just gonna go back in the desert. Like, y'all go ahead and sail away.
Right. Like we survived 5 years against Raiders, whatever. We can do this. But Wanda, going back to her, she was very scary. And then at the end, when she tells Kamala, she's like basically, oh, I can fix this. I can make it so that none of this has happened, blah, 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 blah. And of course, Kamala takes her hand and we see kind of the world has gone back to normal. Her friends are there. And then at the end, she starts or something starts glitching to where she's seeing through reality and she can see Riri fighting the zombies trying to give her a warning. Hey, don't believe anything that you see. It's all fake, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah,
Now,
Riri says, I hacked the signal. She says, I hacked the signal. I'm trying to get to you. Yeah.
right.
It's
Now
not real.
the question that I had that I think Mike and I think I disagree with it more now that I've watched it a second time, because especially in that first episode, I was wondering, I said, okay, so was everything since the Valley of the Gods fake in Kamala's mind? Was all of that something that Wanda planted? And then Mike, you were saying that no. What tell me
Wait a
what you were
minute.
saying. Yeah,
Hold
about
on. Let me find it. Um, you said then how was I said I think everything happens as it plays out, but Wanda gets to her at the end, and Wanda tried to get through it throughout the series, but like she had been trying to get to her because Kamala had been having dreams
mhm,
about Wanda trying to reach out to her. So
mhm.
I think that Wanda had been trying to get to her the whole like throughout the four episodes. Like she'd been looking for her because apparently I think from my theory, I think that her that is something about her quantum bands that Wanda needed in order to control everything and to get control to defeat Elemental Hulk and to get control of everything. I think that's why she was looking for her because the power of the bands is something that she needed in order to control her. Then you said, but then how is Riri alive in the background saying she broke through the code? I said I'm assuming that the serum that she injected in her arm worked, and that you said that makes sense, but then that means that she's been fighting zombies that whole time by herself. But yeah, okay, but it's her and her teddy bear Friday robot. We're over there like getting
That
through.
thing threw me off so bad. Okay,
I
so I
love that.
agree with the part about Riri and her cure and that part. I think the thing that makes me doubt whether all of this other stuff actually happened to Kamala is in the first episode. The first time she kind of sort of has the quote unquote dream or the glitch or whatever it could have been. She sees herself standing in the street, and this is right after Blade
Mhm.
Knight rescues her in the desert. She sees Riri and Kate sitting at a cafe table, much like they were at the end of the episode. And when she calls out to them, they look at her and they point behind her. And this is when she turns around and she sees Wanda. So I was wondering if that was the point where Wanda probably turned on this alternate reality for Kamala, and her quote unquote dreaming of Wanda was actually her breaking through the simulation, kind of sort of like what was happening in WandaVision. You know,
See,
it, it,
I was thinking it the opposite way. I feel like she was in Kamala's head briefly, and she took that dream that she had and made that the reality to stick her in at the
I think
end. Does that make
yeah,
sense? It wasn't, it was like, okay, I know what you want because I've been in your head. Well, now I have the power to give it to you. So
mm,
she did it at the end. She
okay,
did the whole cafe thing because she knew that would be familiar to her.
okay,
That's part of the manipulation. And I believe she just she needed the bangle and
yeah.
Kamala to help her contain the energy
okay,
because she couldn't contain it all by herself.
right,
Yeah. I think it's more like the what if episode that Riri was in where Mysterio like kind of I think that this is what you're thinking of. You kind of feel like it is, if I'm not mistaken. You correct
yes,
me, like that episode where Mysterio was projecting a whole thing and fooled Riri, and Riri did basically like was fooled the whole time. Like
yeah,
that's you think that she was doing it, but I I don't necessarily agree with that. I just feel like I feel like Wanda was stalking her the way that she was stalking America in Multiverse of Madness. Like
mm,
she was stalking America to get her power so that she could go get her kids. So I think this is basically the same thing, except that Kamala is taking the place of America, and that she's trying to get control of everything. She's trying to change everything, and she needs Kamala and her band for that.
Right. Okay. Okay. That does make sense. And this is one of those things where it's like something about it was bothering me, but it's like sometimes you have to talk it out in order for it to make sense, because
Right.
everything that I was like, there's, and again, this is Wanda we're talking about. This is someone who is known to create other realities that people believe. So it's kind of like, okay, did Kamala like dream up all of these people? I mean, granted, we know that these are accurate versions of these people, but Wanda knows most of these are probably has some kind of knowledge of them. So I was like, yeah, she could just be planting that, but okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah, and we don't know the full power of the Bengal.
Right.
And so because she was also having dreams of Infinity Hulk too. And
Right.
Wanda
Yeah,
wasn't putting those in her head.
no.
So I think the Bengal was also giving her some signals too. But she may
Or
not have been able to interpret it or make meaning of it.
Or
or
maybe Eternal Hulk needed the bangle too. Like the bangle is the key for was the key for both of them. Like the
Now
bangle could.
I think he was fine. I think he was
uh,
doing fine. He as long as no one bothered him, he would have been good.
yeah,
But
if,
Wanda, yeah, but
I think
Wanda threw too much at him.
yeah,
see,
Wanda threw.
I was wondering, now that you guys have mentioned that, Wanda could have placed that vision in Kamala's head as well. Like one of those things where, okay, I'm going to make you dream of this being because I need you to get the bracelet to this, to over here. You know, as far as Eternal Hulk goes, like planting that suggestion, like, oh, this is where I need you to go because this is where I'm going to have the most power, but I'm not going to tell you that's where I'm going to have the most power. But I need you to kind of, you know, put two and two together that this is where you need to go. This
Yeah,
is,
that's a possibility. But
yeah.
Wanda seems to be pretty straightforward. And
I don't think Wanda knew that she saw it because
yeah,
when
I
she
think
Wanda was
yeah,
like, "Oh, you saw him too."
yes.
Mm.
I hear what you're saying that maybe she playing the vision, but this Wanda version of Wanda and all Wandas, they're pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
You-
Unless they're
you-
feeding people zombies and making them think it's real food. Because let's talk about that feast in New
no,
Asgard.
she said she needed an army. She literally said I need an army of gods. How she got there is not straightforward, but her intent was straightforward.
That was so disgusting. Because
Uh,
once you realize what's happening and she takes the glamour away or whatever you want to call it, I it's animation. I felt like I was looking at this in live action. Like in my mind, I'm thinking of David Harbour and of Thor, Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson and all these people in this scenario. And I'm just like, oh my God, this is the most disgusting thing.
I was thinking of Frey pies. I was just like, oh,
Man, this is just like how she did in Multiverse of Madness when she like revealed the whole like wilting orchard and shit, and I was just like,
Yes.
if y'all can see Haruko's face after I said Frey pie, it just
Go to the YouTube video. You'll see it because I'm disgusted. Yeah. This version of Wanda is so diabolical
diabolical
because
is the perfect word.
yeah,
because it, like in previous iterations of Wanda in the live action, you know, Wanda has been enemy, she has been friend, she has been kind of in between, she has been, I don't know, it's kind of like you know that she's doing wrong things, but you also have empathy for her because of everything that she's gone through to get to that point. So it's kind of like you don't really want to look at her as a bad guy, but you can't look at her as a good guy either. There is a little bit of that moral wiggle room with her. In this one, no. It's like you have no sympathy for her. You have no understanding for her, nothing, because she is so diabolical with it. And the
Mm.
fact that she, like, out of all of this army, out of all of these people, she only gives the ability to speak to one damn person, and it's Okoye. And Okoye, I'm sorry, Okoye is one of those generals that people see her and they know who she is in the Dora Milaje, they're going to go follow her. So naturally, you put that person in charge of the whole zombie horde. But just her, period. The way she talks to Kamala, the way she's kind of coaxing to her, and then it's like almost immediately she flips the script. What? What? That's the scary part of her, because
Yeah.
you really want to believe that, okay, this can't Wanda can't be this evil. She can't be. She
Yes, she
was an
can.
Avenger at one point. You know?
Michelle couldn't be on the podcast tonight, but she did want to say that they really did Wanda wrong again.
Yes.
They need to stop.
Yeah. And I thought about her with all of this because she is one of those people who is very staunchly a Wanda supporter, as far as, they did Wanda dirty. And
Hmm.
and they should not, yeah. I thought about that because it's like, if you're watching this version of Wanda, and we don't know if Wanda Maximoff is going to show up in anything else live action. I think Elizabeth
Yes,
Olsen
yes,
has
yes,
said
I'm
that the
saying.
character is done, but we never know. I mean, Vision Quest just got announced for next summer. I I don't know if I can see them not putting her in at some point, but if you're one of the people like us who watches the TV shows and the movies, and you know that they are connected, I think it's going to be hard for us to have any kind of sympathy for Wanda moving forward because of what we've seen of her since Multiverse of Madness. And I mean, even with Multiverse of Madness, it's kind of teetering on the edge because in the end, she does, quote unquote, sacrifice herself in order to correct the things that she's done wrong. But it's like,
I don't
ah,
think I think that this is kind of the perfect embodiment of Wanda for like MCU and comic books, because I mean she's the same in the comic books too. It's
yeah,
like she just is very, like you said, she's very straightforward. Like when she has something to do, she sets out to do it. And there's no wavering, like she needs to
right.
get this shit done. And when she sets her mind to something, you can't waver. She doesn't waver from that either.
Yeah.
So good or bad, it's like she's still gonna be like really staunch and like stubborn about what she needs to do, and she's gonna keep going forward and doing it. So
Mm-hmm.
I mean
Yeah.
that's just how her character is. It's like if her mutants keep messing with her, she says 3 words and mutants disappear. It's like
Yeah.
she's like you don't want to mess with her, but she's still very straightforward about what she wants to do, and
Mm-hmm.
she rarely wavers from it.
Right. She's scary, man. She really is. But you know what? I'm gonna be honest. Okay, Wanda as the zombie queen, she's scary, but also at the same time, we kind of expect this because we saw this version of her character in What If. So we know that she can be terrifying. It's just the fact that now she has control over herself, whereas in What If, I don't think she did. She was just straight zombie. Then she wasn't able to go back and forth between zombie and her human self, correct? I don't think she was.
Well, I think they
She
sort of
did.
did a blend of the comic book because in the comic book, they retain their personalities. It's just
Okay.
that when the hunger takes over, they revert.
Yeah.
Ah, okay.
And that would make sense because remember, Vision was feeding her and keeping her contained.
We
Yes,
cutting off
I
pieces of
just
Chala, motherfucker.
I wasn't going to mention that, but sure.
I was giving her T'Challa burgers. Like,
And,
what the
and you
fuck,
notice him fighting with one leg. He was fighting Thanos. He
bruh?
only
That
had
was
one
so
leg.
bad. Like it, like him, like just him
Oh,
on all threes, since he wasn't on all fours, like all threes, just like galloping towards him. I
I
was
Oh,
didn't
like
notice that.
between laughing and being like, okay, that's badass, but that's kind of funny. Like I wanted to laugh, but I was
I
just like,
didn't notice
okay,
that.
that's still
yeah,
pretty bad.
yeah. And it was really cool that Peter was like, yeah, he really wasn't doing well because, his brain was all screwed up from,
Okay.
I guess, being dead. But then he started figuring out the stones. And that was
So
kind of scary.
so let's talk
That's
about
scary.
that episode real quick
Yeah.
because Peter's commentary at the beginning of that episode was, to me, again, it was comedy gold because he's telling us what happened in What If, the zombie episodes, and he was like, yeah, so I really like to say that we were able to do this and we were able to fight them and get everything done, but no, that's not what happened. And then he goes into the kind of commentary about what happens, and I was just sitting there like, I don't think I'm supposed to be laughing. Like, this is a show about zombies. People are getting killed left and right. They're being turned. This shit was funny. It was
So
really
you're
funny.
numbed by this. It's like you watch Walking Dead, so it's like you can't you're not impartial to this. It's like you see zombies, you just like whatever. It's like everyone else is like, oh man, that's so sad.
No, and
T'Challa's
I felt that
they're like, ah, he ain't
because of
gotta
these
live.
characters. It's the characters. These are characters that I love, and I'm, just watching them kind of be zombified and still being awesome. Like a zombie Hawkeye, the fact that you're still like, kind of like you said, Anthony, you still retain a bit of
A
who
little
you
bit.
are. So it's like you're a zombie, but you're still able to calculate where you need to shoot these arrows to do the most damage. I, that again, that's
Yeah, yeah, but
scary.
he wasn't smart enough to realize he was shooting a confetti arrow either.
Yeah,
I don't think he
that's
cared.
messed
I
up.
think he was just.
He just
I
wanted to
don't.
shoot. He was just
I think
shooting.
he was just trying to shoot. He was just trying to. I don't know, because even with it being a confetti arrow, like, I don't know. I mean, if he hits it in the right spot, they're dead. So
Mm.
yeah, I don't know, but I mean, I think aside from Wanda being scary, the fact that Thor was being kind of like Infinity War Thor with the depression, with,
Yeah.
just kind of feeling like a failure,
He
not
should have gone
really.
for the head again.
He
Rocky
should
would
have.
have been alive instead of fucking raised to the bone. Like that would they didn't have to do that. They didn't have to do like have his skull roll off after they got shot
Listen,
by
I
Thanos.
thought they traumatized me enough in Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I was not ready for that.
I
I
was
was
like,
like,
bruh.
y'all are cold.
It would
Because
actually to actually show the outline of it, like when he hit him and to show the outline of all his fur and skin like coming off of his skeleton. I was like, ah,
horrible, horrible. But again, I think zombified Thor is probably the next scariest thing. Even, I don't know, I guess even more so to me than Captain Marvel, if that's even like, I don't know if that makes sense, but for some reason he scared me more. Especially him coming in, that's already an iconic entrance that we've had in live action. So you're going
mm-hmm.
to take that entrance and bring him in that way to literally obliterate everyone. How dare you? How dare you?
My homie Blade Knight, but I mean, he did Blade Knight there, but I mean, they showed like the wall of lightning. They showed him wailing, but I mean, he is Blade. Uh, I'm trying to have hope here. Leave me alone. I'm trying to hold on. I'm holding on. I'm like, he could be okay. I mean, Khonshu's probably fine. Khonshu will probably just find another
Find
This
another
this is fine
avatar.
another avatar.
another avatar.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Khonshu, he might be pissed off. Like, damn, that was one of my better ones. Oh well. Let me see who else is around here.
No, Khonshu
Yeah.
was funny when he was talking to Valkyrie though.
Yeah.
He was like,
And it was F. Murray Abraham again. I was like, oh, they got him back. That was awesome. You
yeah.
Yeah,
don't
I like
remember?
the fact that they got most of the voice cast back
Yeah.
to do their original role. So that was fun as well. Again,
But
funny that Elizabeth
Hulk
Olsen
beat
doesn't remember.
Thor just like he did in Ragnarok. I mean, he beat him down again
Yeah. That was I mean,
permanently this time.
yeah, it was great. Again, the deaths in this show, probably because they're animated, they were kind of funny to me because you're looking at these characters, and of course, these characters are now, I don't even want to say evil, but they're zombies. They're not in control of their faculties, and they're, basically trying to kill and eat the other people that we like. And so to see the way that some of them ended, like, I'm not gonna lie, Ghost, that even watching it in the trailer, watching it in the show, I was like, yeah, you know what? You probably did deserve that. I mean, it was just great, but also like the way Namor was killing everyone
He was
in that
so
room. He split that one chick straight up. I was just like,
he was splitting everybody. Like he was slicing and dicing. Like he's the one that had the sword. I was like, how you fuck with that? Like, I mean, other than like putting your sparkles in his mouth and turning it into a mace. I mean, other than that, it's like what else are you gonna? It's like he was just scary. Not only that, it's like he's strong as fuck and he's fast as fuck, and it's like, what you gonna do with that? It's
no, nothing,
like he was
nothing.
he was really fucking badass. Like he was almost more badass in this than he was in Wakanda Forever. It's like he was just. I mean, the fact that I mean, it was scary. That shit was just intimidating.
Yeah, he was kind of scary, but again, funny because Zemo is sitting in the raft thinking he's safe. He's ejected the heroes. He was like, yeah, we're gonna let them feed him and we'll be safe. And as he's saying, you have nothing to worry about, Namor comes crashing in behind him with the cell that he's already ejected. So again, a lot of funny parts in this whole series that, I don't know if they were meant to be intentionally funny. I was amused. I was very
Hmm.
amused for all 4 episodes.
So, something though that I figured out early on
Mhm.
was that the signal thing was a red herring because if there's one thing we know about the Nova Corps, that they don't when you look at the galaxy as a whole, it's thousands of worlds and trillions of people. And we're not gonna worry about and fix this one little backwater planet, which is already primitive technology. We're just gonna quarantine it and it'll be fine.
And if they
It'll
try
be
to get
fine.
out, we're just gonna shoot them down.
Shoot them down.
Yeah.
Because you don't want
Incinerate.
that. Yeah, you don't want that stuff going. Because in the comic book, it actually does. The heroes actually do good of the worlds and infect other planets or
Oh,
whatever.
okay.
So, but I was like, yeah, yeah. As soon as they started to leave, I was like, yeah, Nova Corps is not because they're like the Green Lantern Corps of the MCU, not MCU of
DC. Yeah.
yeah of Marvel. They're gonna quarantine. They've been quarantining the planet.
Yeah, there's a difference between rescuing and protecting. It's like
Yeah,
they weren't trying to rescue nobody. They're trying to
no,
protect everybody else.
it
They
Everybody else.
yeah
Yeah.
because even in Shang-Chi, like how long is that ring gonna keep the infection at bay? Like they don't know about it, but I'm just saying that's the whole point. It's like you can't let anything off the planet,
Right.
period.
yeah,
Because
Right.
there's
yeah,
so
change.
many unknowns, so many variables. It's better just to block the planet off and cut your losses. They're lucky and they're not gonna blow it up because then you have that shit just floating around in space. No,
Yeah.
you just contain it and hope for the best.
Yeah.
It kills
But when
itself
they
off.
said when they first
Yeah.
mentioned Nova Corps, I literally looked like, I don't think this is gonna work because
They ain't coming.
Nova Corps.
Mm.
No, they're not gonna do that. But yeah,
Even
I
from when you first saw him in Guardians 1, it's like you look at them like those motherfuckers ain't they ain't about shit. Like fuck
They're
that.
not friendly. They're not trying to help
Um,
nobody. They're like, yeah, that's a you problem. We're gonna stay over
exactly.
here and worry about us. As long as it doesn't come this way, we're good. But the
Hmm.
moment you start creeping into our territory, then we're gonna have a problem. And yeah, they showed exactly how they deal with those problems. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, you have 10 seconds to turn around, or we're gonna set all this shit on fire. What? Y'all are supposed to help us. And I guess, you know what? I guess that's the naivete of us because we're like, oh, yeah, we're so important that we're going to get people from another planet, galaxy, universe to come and help us out with our one little problem. And Nova Corps is like, oh, no, this is so much bigger than you.
See, it's a combination of naivete and desperation. It's like they're trying to find
Hmm.
anything that could get them out of the situation. They're trying to find like any like little thing of hope that they can cling to, that they can be like, oh, this is it. This is the one thing that can actually help us get out of this. And it's like you don't even know. It's like they're like, well, what does it do? Oh, I don't know. It sends a beacon. Oh, that means they can come and get us. Like that's not necessarily what
Yeah.
that means. It's like you don't know that's what that means. It could be a beacon to be like, okay, we're ready to incinerate this bitch.
Right.
Do not
Right.
come here under any circumstances or let
Right.
anything leave this planet
Or
ever.
yeah, yeah, or it could be a yeah, we got a problem that we can't fix. Just come take us out of our misery now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
You know. And the other thing I was thinking about this, okay, so if you're connecting this to what happens in the what if universe, where the hell is Owatu and the Watchers now? Like Owatu
Who was in this?
he, he interfered in everything else. You couldn't come stop this.
Nah,
Like
once it started, Watu was probably like, you know what? Let me call the Nova Corps. Hey, y'all need to come. That was his intervention. Y'all need to come and quarantine this
No,
planet
no,
off.
no. Awatu was like, you know what? I'm not gonna. I am the. He's like, yeah, I'm definitely the watcher on this shit. I'm not. I ain't doing. I
because
ain't
I
doing
don't
that.
want this shit touching me. No.
No.
Can you
Let's see.
imagine a zombie watcher?
Mm,
The whole,
no,
the whole, everything will be done.
yeah,
Mm-mm.
Everything will be done.
yeah. Watu was like, let's just see how this. Let's see how this plays out. I'm not gonna go down there, like, because he was in the third episode, like in the sky. It's like it was real. It was kind of fast, but you could see him in the sky, like looking and watching everything.
Of
Hmm.
Marvel Zombies?
Yes, in this series, he was in there.
Did I miss?
Yeah,
Oh,
I saw. I watched a couple reactions, and they pointed out. I was like, "Oh shit, okay."
So
But
he was there.
yeah, I think so. I think it's in the third episode.
he was like, okay, I'm
But
trying
it's,
not to
but
get in
it's
trouble.
from the continuation of What If, like because remember he said, "Oh, this could be a problem" at the end of the What If zombie episode
Yeah,
because
it
you saw
did.
zombie Thanos with the gauntlet, and he was like,
Yeah.
"Oh." So
But that would be weird because there's only one Watu. There isn't a multiverse of Watus.
No, but remember there are other watchers.
plenty
So
of and Watu was I mean Watu's part of that continuation because that was because Marvel Zombie that Peter and Scott's Head and three limb Chala are part of that
you
what if
did
episode.
not call him three limb Chala.
Okay, three and a half limb Chala. I'm
You
sorry,
know what? I can't. I can't. I can't.
but
Um,
they're part of that what if continuity because that's part of his thing. He was there, so it's only it makes sense that he would be there.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I was under the impression that it's just one Watu. So he probably would have just dipped and be like, "Yeah, this universe is a lost cause. The
Yeah,
Nova Corps
probably.
got it handled," and just
He's like, no thanks, just looking.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not
Oh,
even
oh,
lying.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, now you want to just be the watcher.
yeah. Oh, props. Well, partial props to Winwu for coming to save his son. But then, his
Oh,
son's like, "What about everybody else?"
He's
Fuck
like, nope, they're
everybody.
not important.
They're
Put your
not
ass on
important.
I mean, it was kind of on brand for Winwoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's incredibly on brand for him.
But props for
So
coming.
yeah,
He didn't have to.
and for sacrificing himself because he could have
He
easily
didn't
let
necessarily sacrifice himself. Well, I guess he
for,
did kind of
for
Yeah,
sacrifice
Sean.
himself.
Yeah, he did for
Yeah.
Sean. But
after
so one
calling him a fool.
of so
Soft,
one of
soft-hearted fool.
I wish it would have been like, you soft-hearted motherfucker. Like, fuck.
mhm. But
Yeah.
one of the things that I did see a lot of online after these episodes aired, um, people are wondering where the hell is Shang-Chi 2? Because Marvel has not said that they're not doing it. It's
Okay.
like at this point, everything that they've had in development that is not being done, they've kind of told us, okay, this is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. This is not going to happen. Nothing on Shang-Chi 2. Can I get my damn movie, please? Can't. I mean, because y'all taking everything else, y'all still slacking on the Blade thing. We supposedly are not getting
2008.
another Moon Knight season. Um, I, can I get the one of the better characters that you guys have had in the last couple of phases? Like, can we get a continuation of that story, please? I don't know.
I
Yeah.
have a feeling. I have a feeling that there are people there just saying, you know what, based on the climate of the real world, we're just gonna hold off on some things and just kind of wait.
Mm,
Yeah, just like they did that Assassin's Creed where the assassin was going to be a slave, like killing off the clan. They were like, then they stopped it because well, they said because of the political climb. I'm like, killing the
well,
clan and
so
some.
what was the problem with that synopsis?
Well,
I mean,
because they already had problems with them when they tried to bring
I'm
in
being facetious. I'm being
when they, they,
facetious.
they
I
tried to
know.
bring in I don't know, but when they tried to bring in Yasuke, they had problems with it too, and they were just like, I'm like, yo, they just say what you need to say. But anyway,
Mm.
but back
Yeah,
to this.
I think that has maybe a little bit to do with it. We'll just keep kicking this can down the road as much as we can and just kind of wait.
Basically.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Because they haven't officially canceled Blade.
Yeah, they pushed
Right.
it
They
to 2000.
just
Like they're gonna
They
push to keep
just
pushing
keep
it.
pushing it. Just keep
yeah.
pushing it. And Mahershala, I did read, said that he still is very much interested in doing it. So
Yeah, but we don't want him to get to a point where he's 70 and they're like, oh, okay, we finally greenlit them. I,
now at that point, they would call Wesley. He'd be like, "You ready to go?"
no, because Wesley's older than Mahershala.
No, but he looks good though.
I mean, Mahershala does too. So, like, when he turns 70, he can still be in
Yeah.
fit shape, but it's just,
It's like Blade in
I
the
don't know.
nursing home.
I just need them to figure out what the hell they're doing with this
So I
character.
think a lot of us who really, really enjoy this Marvel Zombies, there was a lot of these are characters that we have wanted to see and want
Right,
to see again and can't wait to see again. And so I
right.
think there's a lot of that involved in it too.
Yeah, because I mean, as much as I love Moon Knight and I love that character, I really want them to come back for a second season because I need to know what's going on with who was it? Mark? No,
Yeah, Mark.
was it Mark at
Hmm.
the end? Yeah,
No,
I,
that's
I
Wait, who?
I
the
know.
assassin, not
Yeah,
Mark, not
Steven. It's
Steven.
Jay. No,
I can't remember the name right now,
Yeah.
but
Jay.
I want to see what happens with that character. Moon Knight I feel like was one of the better projects that they came out with. I really enjoyed it. I really want to see that character again. Now, as far as the Eternals go, we know we're not getting Eternals in live action. But if y'all want to throw them in some other projects like y'all have done the animation, I wouldn't be mad at that. I really would.
Only if they could figure out a way to bring Icarus back. Because
Well, yeah, that too.
yeah, only if
But
they
Jake
I
could
mean,
figure out a
Lockley.
way to
That's
bring
what we
it.
think about Jake.
Jacob, that's him.
Yeah.
But
And how terrifying is a zombie ghost? Like,
She was
how
fun.
freaking scary is that?
she would have been even more scary if Blade Knight wasn't there. Blade Knight was like, "Oh, let me sit here and figure out your thing." Oh, okay, gotcha. I was like, "Oh,
Did you notice how his costume started becoming more and more black because he was more Blade than he was Moon Knight?
yeah,
Because that is a skill that he has.
yeah." But I mean, I would even love to see like you had Blade show up at the end of Eternals talking to Dane Whitman, who was going to be what was
Black
his
Knight.
character, the
Black
Black
Knight.
Knight. So
Yeah.
I mean, you're already teasing both of those characters. I don't mind seeing the blend. Now, I would still love to see Kit Harington be able to do what he was supposed to do, but I
Mm.
already know we're not going to get that. So,
And it also helps because all of the fanboys online were a little bit upset at how quickly Wesley Snipes' Blade dispatched Azazel in like 20 seconds in Deadpool and Wolverine.
oh, mm-hmm,
This is the same thing. That's what he does.
mm-hmm,
Like
Yeah.
that's his job.
yeah. So,
He's one of
so
the best fighters.
Marvel,
He kills
anything else?
demons and vampires who apparate and disapparate
Right.
everywhere and turn
Right,
invisible. He
right. So
he
Ghost was like, she was nothing to him.
yeah.
I mean, she was badass because she took out all of the daughters, she took out all the widows, like nothing. But they weren't necessarily trained to deal with someone of Ghost caliber.
Yeah, they don't deal with things that go bump in the night on a daily basis.
Yeah,
Right.
I think Natasha is the only one, and now
Mhm.
Yelena maybe a little bit. So, but yeah, I want to see these characters again. Um, I
Yeah.
think they said they're leaving it open as far as whether they're going to do a second season of Marvel Zombies. I don't think there are plans to do it, but of course the ending of it kind of left it open ended. Like, okay, yeah, so this is something we
I
can
know
expect.
Planet This is wide open.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
I don't know if we'll see them back. John Walker just got torn apart in my background.
It's
All we can
It's
do is
that character.
tell people to watch it
Yeah.
because Disney's going to look at the numbers.
Yeah.
right.
And if it doesn't hit that magic number of people
Whatever
watching,
that magic number
whatever that
is.
magic number is, they're
Yeah.
not going to do another season.
Yeah.
Like
Right.
they announced season 3 of X-Men, and they haven't even released season 2 yet.
X-Men 97. Oh,
Yeah,
and Daredevil Born Again has been renewed for season 3 already.
so
Yep.
they must hit the magic number.
Yeah. So, I mean, or just the people want it, And I'm gonna be honest, we haven't talked about Daredevil Born Again yet because I literally just got into like Daredevil earlier this year. Um, I was kind of lukewarm on season 1 of Daredevil Born Again. It's like
Sure.
I had gotten to the point where I like the characters, but I don't know, and it could just be the whole. I don't know. I kind of feel like Daredevil was in his. I feel like he was in his Edward Cullen phase. Like, yes, this is what I want, but I'm so bad for you. I'm gonna stay over here. Like the way that he was with Karen, especially after what happened with Froggy, is just kind of he was he had gotten to the point where he was like, I'm not gonna do this anymore. I'm not gonna be this hero anymore because people keep getting hurt. I keep losing people, and that whole existential crisis. And it just got to a point where I was just like, can you stop complaining and just go kick some ass? Just do it.
I
I
mean,
mean,
he's.
it
I don't
wasn't
know.
it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It's just I think I was expecting more, and then because you didn't have Karen and Foggy in that first season, I don't know, especially coming off of the original series, because I literally went from watching the original series and then into that one. And also probably because I didn't watch the other Defender shows in between. So I think there are some things that I was missing. It was just, I wanted to love it and I didn't. Like, I liked it. I'm excited that there's a second season coming out. I love the characters. It was, I don't know, it was just, I don't know, something about it just didn't strike with me. But I'm probably in the minority of that as well. You know, there are other people who've been wanting for that character to come back. So that could be where they're getting those numbers from, or where they're getting that momentum, like, oh, okay, we haven't even aired season 2 yet, but let's go ahead and renew for season 3. The buzz must be there. You know, I just needed to pick up for some of these other characters, because I know there are people who are mixed as far as some of the things that have come out in the MCU since Endgame. But some of these characters are really good characters. Some of these stories are really good stories. And I really feel like they deserve a chance to grow into something before it's just one movie and, oh, we're just done with them. Like, you're not even giving them a chance to find their footing, you
I
know?
know what we won't see again. We won't see another secret invasion.
Hey, hey,
Yeah.
hey, 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 hey! Please, I'm good on that. I don't need to see nothing else about that shit. I don't.
Nah, nah,
The
nah.
only thing I need to see is what's her name? What's her name's character? Uh, what's the two women characters who were like the best part of that whole series?
Of Secret Invasion?
Yeah, like what's
Who
her name?
was
What's her name? The
Gia?
the like what her name? Gaia or and the older lady that was like what's her name? I can't think of her name.
Yeah. Oh, I'll tell you, Gia Gaia. Yeah.
Gaia
Amelia
and
Clark's character.
hmm like the one that was like the director that was like all sarcastic and shit. Like
Oh, yeah. I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
yeah,
But
like those are the two characters I care about in that series. Everyone else can go fly a fucking kite. I can give a fuck more or less.
I can take it or leave it.
But the worst thing that series did was kill Maria Hill. That
Yeah,
was the worst thing.
you
So
should
if
have
y'all
known.
want to bring, if y'all want to
No.
correct that and bring her back, like, I don't know what y'all can do. Maybe that wasn't even Maria. Maybe that was a score. I don't know. I don't care. Bring Maria Hill back,
Scroll.
because yeah, that was the worst thing that they could have done. But
Maria Scroll.
yeah, but you know, getting back to the zombies. I really did enjoy this series. I think I enjoyed this much more than I did What If season 3. And again, because What If season 3, I think for me kind of felt disjointed, because you had kind of like a running story with the first 2 seasons, and then you kind of only sprinkled that here and there in the third season. Third season was more of an anthology, and because that's not what I was expecting, I think my expectations weren't met. With this show, everything is kind of cohesive, everything runs together. There's one story, one thread that's running through, and even carrying over from the Marvel Zombies episodes of What If. I felt like it was better. And then, you know, again, one of the things I love about the MCU is what they do with relationships, and just not just romantic relationships, just relationships in general. Having people that you never expect to see together and fighting on the same side, or being friends, or having that kind of camaraderie. They do it very well in the MCU, and in the animation is no different. That was one of the things I loved about What If, and that's one of the things I love about this one. It just sucks that most of them ended up dying before the end of it, but you know, I mean, it's a zombie apocalypse. What do you expect?
What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? But so is this something that you would want to see more of, even though it's zombies, Anthony, but just story wise in general? Is this something that you would be interested in continuing, especially given the kind of cliffhangery, you know, finale
I
that they gave
mean,
us?
I kind of I'm kind of okay with the story and how it's
Mm-hmm.
going. So I think I mean I would like to see the story end. So I hope they do a season two because I kind of like the idea of Riri having come up with a cure.
Right.
Mhm.
Number one, well, maybe not a cure, but sort of like a I don't is it a vaccine? I guess it would be a treatment, really, because she did it after she was bitten.
Yeah.
So it would be cool to see that and what she meant by hacking the signal. And we know what Wanda, she's doing what she did to the Asgardians. You know,
Yeah.
she's making everything look a certain way and be a certain way
Mm-hmm.
for everybody, which is not really fixing the problem. So
Okay.
you're right. It's just like what she did in Westview. It's the same thing,
Yeah.
just on
Mhm.
a larger scale.
Yeah. Okay. Mike, what about you?
Yeah.
Is something you would like to continue?
Yeah, I here's the thing. I wouldn't. I I want to see more of because I want. I'm not sure if I want to see more of the zombie stuff. I want to see more of the things that they've shown in here. Like the first episode was basically a Young Avengers teaser. I mean, it's
Mm-hmm.
like with the three of with Miss Marvel, Riri, and Kate Bishop. It was basically a young Avengers teaser. I'm like, just give me fucking Young Avengers already because they're gonna be regular
They're gonna
old
be
ass.
old Avengers in a minute. Yeah.
Yeah. They're gonna be old family Avengers and shit. I'd love to see, like you said, I'd love to see Moon Knight, more Moon Knight. I still want to see Blade. Well, I want to see this continue. I am curious to see how this ends, how it turns out,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm thinking that I mean this is like a zombie story, so I'm not really expecting a happy ending out of this.
Yeah.
It's like I'm kind of expecting either Earth's going to be torched or one's going to leak through on a ship and or go through the quantum realm because we have to remember in the what if episode she would what's her name Wasp was infected in the quantum realm. So who's to say that there's not a whole fleet of quantum realm zombies somewhere coming through somewhere?
Oh, that would be horrible.
So it's like, can you really stop zombies in the quantum realm from going wherever the fuck they want to?
Mm. Okay.
And other than Riri and Kamala, is there anyone left? Like, is there anyone left to save?
I mean, it could be. It's like we only really focused on we only focused on America in this, basically. America
Well, yeah.
and
If
part of Norway, wherever New Asgard is. Those are only two places that we've been.
Okay. Yeah.
Technically,
we
and what's the wizard
in
the
Wakanda,
Wakanda and
Karmitage,
Hermitage. Those are the only places that we.
Karmitage,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
those are really only the only places that we.
and yeah.
Hmm.
And
I wonder what they're doing in
Shang-Chi's,
Talo.
where's
Yeah,
Shang-Chi's,
yeah.
where's Shang-Chi's aunt? Where is she?
That's what I just literally said. I said, I wonder what they're doing over in Talo.
Yeah, they're not opening those. They're not opening the portal under
Oh,
that.
absolutely not.
Trees can't turn into
That's a
zombies.
whole other that looks like a
They're gonna
you
just have the trees
problem.
like eat everybody trying to come in there. So it's like trees can't turn into zombies, so they're fine. They ain't gotta worry about shit.
Yeah.
And obviously, no one's got the brains to figure out the pattern anyway. So
True.
yeah.
Well,
No
yeah.
brains.
Mm, okay. But it's kind of like, okay, so if Riri has a cure or if she has a way to fix things, what does that look like? Like, does that mean that she cures all the people who are zombies and still walking around? So what does that mean when she cures everyone? Will Captain America die anyway since he only has half a body?
Basically,
Like,
I think
I don't think I don't think it's a cure. I think it's a treatment for bites. Like she might be able to save Shang-Chi, but that would
okay, so
be
she can save the people who are currently alive, but not necessarily turn the zombies back or
it's more of an
they're
immediate fight.
dead.
Like I think if I don't think she can make people revert from being a zombie. I think like if it's like a battlefield cure. It's like if someone gets bitten, she'd be like, "Oh," and like, "Oh." It's just
Yeah,
like
these those people are dead.
it's basically a zombie EpiPen. Like if you're having an allergic reaction, you just go and you're good. That's basically what it is.
They're decaying. They're decaying. They're walking around. They're decaying. They're dead.
Okay, yeah. Yeah. Well, okay, yeah. Okay.
They ain't coming back.
They ain't come. It's a
Captain
wrap.
America is not that ass is not walking through the door. It's just
That'd
not.
be awesome. His legs trying to keep.
America's ass is gone.
Also,
Okay.
I want to see what happened because Wasp was getting ready to bite Spider-Man in half. I'm like, you can't do my boy like that. Like, damn it. Like, I got to figure out whatever happened when her and when Wanda and Miss Marvel held hands, and whatever kind of explosion or shockwave went back through everything. Like, I do want to see what happened to that
Okay.
because maybe she just froze everything in time. Maybe she just like she put or she froze she like
She stuck a pin in it and was like, we'll come
basically
back to this.
right. She figures that shit out.
I have forgotten that that's how Vision saved Scott. He cut his head off his body.
I did too. I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh, that's right. Yeah. But okay, so overall, we all enjoyed it. We all enjoyed the series. And overall, we would not be opposed if they decided to do a season 2.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing what
No.
happened.
Okay. All right. Well, do you guys have any final thoughts or is there anything else that you want to
Shout out to Marvel continuing to please Hanukkah by throwing Eternals things in everything that they do. I mean, this is
I'm
like
never gonna apologize for liking that movie or those characters.
this is the third time that they've thrown an Eternals reference in something new that they've done. So I'm like, why don't I just go ahead and defy everybody and just do an Eternals 2. Or just do an Eternals 2 as a 4-part episode. Or just like, yeah. I mean, give people that apparently either they really want it
Give
or
me
they
what I want. I'm the people. Give me what I want.
My final thought is Icarus really just trying to make sure she doesn't wake up the
oh well wake up
wake
TMI.
up Tiamat? Because if she does, can Wanda turn him into a zombie?
Probably.
And if she turns the Celestial into a zombie, and then he's gonna turn the other
That's it.
ones into
Crap.
zombies,
Nobody
that
even
would be a
Nova contained
problem.
shit. Yeah, you're exactly right.
That's terrifying
So,
to think about. And
yeah.
on that note, that's it for our show. Unless you had anything else to say, Anthony.
No, I think I've disturbed myself for the night. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
good.
Okay. And on that note, that is it for our show. You can find us online at www.fandomhybrid.com. We are on social media, on all the social media at Fandom Hybrid. You can chat with us on our Discord channel. You can watch our videos on our YouTube channel, and you can listen to us on all major podcast streaming platforms. Thanks for listening. We hope you join the conversation next time.